Okay, welcome to Domain 2, Asset Security, where we shift from the cloud concepts to protecting the very information that gives organizations their value. But before we dive in, imagine this. What if your phone, full of family photos, tax files, and saved passwords, was stolen? How would you feel knowing someone could scroll through your memories and financial data in seconds? That emotional reaction captures the heart of Domain 2. Understanding what you own, how valuable it is, and how to protect it at every stage of its life. Over the next few slides, we'll turn everyday moments like labeling files at home or locking a safe into the foundations of professional asset security principles. Before we can protect anything, we have to know what we have. That's asset identification and classification. In cybersecurity, assets aren't just laptops or servers. They're data, processes, and even knowledge that hold value. You do this at home every day. Your laptop, your family photos, your bank statements, each one has a different level of importance. Labeling them helps you decide how much protection they deserve. Now that we've labeled what matters most, let's talk about setting the rules for how each of those assets should be handled. So once assets are classified, handling rules make sure everyone treats them appropriately throughout their life. Think about it like household organization. Your tax documents stay locked away in a safe. Your photo albums are on the shelf, and your old magazines go to recycling. You're defining storage, sharing, and access based on value. That's the same process an enterprise uses for sensitive versus public data. With rules in place, the next question is, when we hand out access or equipment, how do we make sure it's done securely? Provisioning is about setting up assets and accounts the right way from the start. It's assigning ownership, defining who manages them, and deciding who uses them. In everyday life, you own your home network. Maybe your spouse manages backups. Your kids are the users on the family tablet. Before handing it over, you remove admin rights and turn on parental controls. That's secure provisioning. Once things are provisioned correctly, we need to think about what happens over time, how data and devices move through their life cycle. Data isn't static. It's born, used, stored, archived, and eventually destroyed. Managing that life cycle ensures it's protected and useful at every stage. Picture taking a photo. You capture it, edit it, share it, back it up, and someday delete it. Or when you upgrade your phone, you wipe it before giving it away. That's life cycle management, making sure sensitive information doesn't outlive its purpose. Speaking of end stages, what happens when systems or data reach the end of their useful life? Let's explore that. Every asset has an expiration date: software, hardware, and even records. End of support means no more updates or patches. End of life means the product is fully retired. At home, when your software stops receiving updates, you upgrade it before it becomes vulnerable. For physical records like tax files, you keep them 7 years, then shred them. That's compliance-based retention. CISSPs think ahead. Always plan replacements before support ends. Now that we've managed the full lifespan, let's look at how we actually keep the data secure in transit, at rest, and in use. Data security controls are the shields protecting information in every state: at rest, in transit, and in use. Your bank encrypts data when you log in. Your phone encrypts stored app data, and fingerprint login adds in-use protection. Combined, these layers align with privacy laws like GDPR and National Data Protection Acts. Remember, strong security isn't about just encryption. It's compliance, accountability, and smart design all working together. And now that we've covered how assets are labeled, protected, and retired, it's time to test your CISSP mindset. However, before we jump into the quiz, here are a few things to keep in mind. CISSP questions aren't designed to test how many facts you can memorize, they test how you think. You'll often see multiple answers that look correct from a technical point of view, but your goal is to choose the best next step or the option that reflects sound, risk-based judgment. Always approach each question from a risk advisor or managerial perspective. Ask yourself, which choice best supports business objectives while minimizing risk? That's the mindset the exam is built around, and it's what separates someone who knows cybersecurity from someone who can lead it. Let's get started. Question 1. Which action best aligns with information classification principles? A. Encrypting every file regardless of sensitivity. B. Labeling bank statements as critical and old magazines as low value. C. Backing up all household documents weekly. D. Allowing open access to all family folders. The correct answer is B. Labeling bank statements as critical and old magazines as low value. Classification is about assigning protection levels based on value and sensitivity, not applying blanket controls. B demonstrates risk-based prioritization. Highest marks for critical assets, minimal effort for low value. A wastes resources. C treats all data equally. D violates need to know. Question 2. Which control most effectively enforces secure handling requirements? A. Locking tax documents in a safe and limiting access to a spouse. B. Keeping family photo albums in the living room for convenience. C. Emailing tax files to yourself for easy retrieval. D. Uploading scanned receipts to public cloud storage. The correct answer is A. Locking tax documents in a safe and limiting access to a spouse. Handling rules must follow classification. A enforces confidentiality through physical security and role-based access. Answers B through D ignore sensitivity or expose confidential data. Question 3. A parent configures a family tablet before giving it to a child. Which step best reflects secure provisioning? A. Removing admin rights and enabling parental controls. B. Letting the child create unrestricted accounts. C. Sharing the parent's main login credentials. D. Installing apps from unknown sources. And the correct answer is A. Removing admin rights and enabling parental controls. Provisioning equals assign least privilege at setup. A applies separation of duties and principle of least privilege. B through D increases the risk. Question 4. Which illustrates full data lifecycle management? A. Keeping all digital photos indefinitely. B. Editing photos but never deleting any. C. Moving older photos to external storage, later deleting unneeded ones. D. Sharing all photos online for backup. The correct answer is C. Moving older photos to external storage, later deleting unneeded ones. Lifecycle control spans creation, use, archive, and disposal. C follows policy and retention logic. The other responses lack a defined end-of-life process. Question 5. An app you use will lose vendor support next month. What's the most risk-based decision? A. Continue using it since it still functions. B. Upgrade to a supported version. C. Disable updates to preserve compatibility. D. Isolate it with a firewall and keep using it indefinitely. The correct answer is B. Upgrade to a supported version. The exam rewards proactive risk mitigation. B eliminates vulnerability exposure. The other responses are temporary or reactive workarounds. Question 6. Which action demonstrates compliance-driven retention? A. Deleting tax files immediately after submission. B. Keeping tax documents 7 years, then shredding them. C. Storing all records forever just in case. D. Backing up tax files to a shared drive with family. The correct answer is B. Keeping tax documents 7 years, then shredding them. Retention balances legal obligation and data minimization. B aligns with defined policy. A violates law. C increases the risk. D breaks confidentiality. Question 7. Which measure best protects data at rest? A. Encrypted storage of banking app data on your phone. B. TLS connection to a bank's server. C. Locking your laptop screen when idle. D. Using antivirus software. The correct answer is A. Encrypted storage of banking app data on your phone. At-rest controls protect stored data. A is encryption at rest. B equals in transit. C is for session control. D is for endpoint hygiene. Question 8. Which action primarily secures data in transit? A. Using HTTPS to access your bank account. B. Encrypting files before saving them to a disk. C. Wiping the phone before disposal. D. Shredding paper statements. The correct answer is A. Using HTTPS to access your bank account. Transmission equals movement. A protects data while it travels over networks. The other responses protect data in different states. Question 9. Which practice safeguards data in use? A. Unlocking a banking app via fingerprint authentication. B. Compressing files before upload. C. Encrypting archived backups. D. Deleting obsolete data. The correct answer is A. Unlocking a banking app via fingerprint authentication. In use means actively processed in memory. Biometric or session controls prevent unauthorized use. A is correct. The others act before or after use. Question 10. Which behavior shows effective compliance with data protection regulations? A. Implementing privacy policies consistent with GDPR type laws. B. Storing customer data indefinitely for analytics. C. Sharing client info without consent. D. Ignoring jurisdictional requirements because data is internal. The correct answer is A. Implementing privacy policies consistent with GDPR type laws. CISSP favors governance and accountability. Response A aligns with regulatory, compliance, and privacy by design. Others breach lawful processing principles. Okay, so now let's take a moment to talk about how these questions reflect real CISSP thinking. Each one is designed to test judgment and layered reasoning, not just memorization. Now, will most of the questions on the exam be this simplistic? Absolutely not. But the concepts still apply. The exam often focuses on identifying the best next step or the underlying principle being applied. That's one of CISSP's favorite tricks. And here's the challenge. Many answers will sound technically correct, but only one truly aligns with primary intent. The most appropriate action from a managerial, risk-based perspective. That's what separates a good technician from a true CISSP. Okay, great work completing Domain 2, Asset Security, the bridge between everyday decisions and enterprise level governance. In this quiz, you practice CISSP style thinking, choosing the best next action, not just the technically correct one. You learn to distinguish data states in transit, in use, and at rest, and apply classification, retention, and lifecycle management in real world terms. Remember, CISSP questions test reasoning, not recall. Think like a risk advisor. Balance confidentiality, integrity, and availability through practical, policy driven decisions. If you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. I'll see you in Domain 3, Security Architecture and Engineering.